What's up everyone, it's Tony here, and welcome back to the Yacht Addiction YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this brand new yacht. This is a 2024 Johnson 70. This yacht is presented for sale by Jeff Stanley at Gilman Yachts of Fort Lauderdale. So thank you to Jeff for granting me access on board. We actually have a unique perspective at the boat show because we have the extra dock here. So I did want to give you a shot of the front of this yacht. Overall, it's 70 feet and 5 inches in length. You have a beam of 18 feet and 4 inches and a draft of 5 feet and 5 inches. This yacht features at-rest stabilizers. It also has a watermaker on board, and inside we have 4 different cabins. And I apologize if there's a little bit of extra noise. Just behind us in this area, we have these massive generators going. But as you can see all the way on the front here, we can see our anchor. And this yacht is brand spanking new. You get the full warranties. There's literally still the plastic on a bunch of the different cushions. Let's make our way over to the swim platform. And I'll also show you, I did mention some of the specs, but here are a few more. And we'll list everything down in the description, of course. But starting on the back of the yacht, we have this massive hydraulic swim platform. And I really like how they separated these two sections. You have the hydraulic section here, but we'll see the line in the teak, and that's because the forward section is actually fixed. So even if this is lowered into the water, you of course can store a tender or a jet ski here. But even when it's lowered into the water, you can still access the crew area from this fixed platform. Now we have stairs leading up to the cockpit on either side. And this table height is adjustable, of course. And we have the long row of bench seating. And as mentioned, the plastic is still on the cushions. And of course, you could throw some extra chairs around here, which makes for a lovely place for an alfresco meal. And it's always interesting touring these 70-foot yachts. I think it's a very interesting size category. You technically, if you were experienced, you could probably own or operate this, but at the same time, there's also space for a couple crew members. There's a hatch in the floor, which leads to the engine room, but I think we'll just access the engine room later in the tour when we go into the crew area. And then another nice touch in this space, we have an aft docking station right under here. So that makes it very easy to dock this vessel. And I actually noticed on the other side, this staircase leads up to the bridge deck aft as well as the sky lounge. But it looks like we actually have a double aft docking station. Makes it even easier depending on what side you're standing on, or what side is preferable to stand on, I should say. All right, now we're gonna head inside. And as you can see, you have the entire wall of glass doors. So this is the main one we're gonna walk through, but then these other 2 doors can be opened up. You can push them flush against each other all the way against the wall. So if you want to, you can completely open up this space. We're just gonna step through the single door. Which of course brings us into the main salon. We have the sofa on this side, and the TV is mounted just behind this, so this will rise up. And I really like how in the space you actually have the seating that faces each other. It's not just all seating facing one direction towards the TV. And this is also an extremely long L-shaped sofa. So plenty of space for you and all your guests to hang out. Then continuing forward, this staircase will lead up to the sky lounge. Let's see what's underneath here. Looks like our AV equipment and some additional storage. And let's check back here. I imagine the same thing, just more storage. Soft closed drawers, of course. And also the accent lights, they look really good in the ceiling. And because the lights are shooting across, it contrasts the space rather nicely. All right, let's continue forward. So the galley is open to the dining area and the main salon. You could customize, you have a few different options if you're ordering one brand new for the table here. But I think this looks pretty spectacular. It's very stylish, yet also functional, of course. And we have the L-shaped seating that wraps around. Then here, of course, is the galley. We have the small island in the middle. And I think all the details on this cabinetry looks pretty great. I think we have our refrigerator over here, and you can see there's a lock for it. Actually, that's a dishwasher, so you have to excuse me. You can see the cooktop on this side. Here's a refrigerator. Then, of course, your sink on the far side. Now, one thing on these Johnsons that are pretty common, the bridge is always located upstairs, and that gives you just a massive space on this main level. We can see our electrical panel here. And then continuing forward, actually I did want to show this off. You do get plenty of storage space in here. But then continuing forward, this is where we find all the guest cabins. You do have a decently sized landing area. And because the windshields are right above the landing area, you get the atrium effect. So lots of natural light, and it feels very airy and spacious. And we will start all the way forward in the VIP cabin. And I must say, I'm pretty impressed. You have in the grain on all the wood, even to the drawers or the storage underneath, you can see that it's lined up. Little details like that always show that they put a little bit of extra thought into the design and the quality. And it's just nice to see. You have your TV on the wall, our closet space, and there's actually a little dressing table section. You don't have a ton of space, but I guess you don't even need a stool. Of course, you're gonna sit on the edge of the bed. What are you thinking, Tony? Then over on this side, I see some vents, so I'm curious. Let's close this door to the ensuite. Actually, it looks like we have one of our air conditioning units in here. Sometimes on a 70-foot boat, you are a little bit constrained for space, so I'm not surprised. And that's not uncommon on other yachts in this category. And then the doors are also detailed very nicely with the same wood accents, but then you have the white inserts in the middle. And there is a catch for this door, so it's not going to slam. And then this, of course, leads into the ensuite. They chose a very appealing white marble, or potentially it's quartz, not 100% certain on that one. Either way, you have the lovely stone finishes. Same thing in the floor. And then your shower is right over here. And I will say, we're in Fort Lauderdale, it's extremely hot outside, and I think this boat is set to 71 degrees. That's what it looks like based on the thermostat over here. And this yacht is extremely cool. I've been on some 70-foot yachts where the AC might say one thing, but it's certainly not getting down to that temperature. But I feel extremely comfortable in here. And then we have cabins number 3 and 4. They're twin rooms on either side. I really like the matching materials in the headboard. Their closet is right here, along with the TV. And then these two cabins share a head, and this also acts as the day head. So if we back up for a moment, you'll find that right here. This is still finished extremely nicely. The same stone finishes. And the shower is also the same. Now the owner suite, it's located in the midship. You have the full beam of the yacht to play with. But before we get in there, always a nice touch. It's always 50-50 on a yacht of this size what you're gonna get. In this one, it does have the separate washer and dryer. On some yachts, you'd be surprised, but even in the size category, some of them still have combo units, which they're nice to have, but they're certainly not as efficient as a full separate set. So good on Johnson for including that. And then take a look at this. Very comfortable, very spacious. Your TV's mounted on the wall. We have plenty of storage built in down here. Then on the far side, we have a much larger dressing table. So you can lift this up. And this one's a little bit elevated because we have the lights on each side and the mirror. So fellas, when you're getting ready in the morning, you'll be good to go. And then the ensuite for this one is located after the section, which is always smart from a design perspective because the engines are also located even more aft. So this gives you some separation from some of the generator noise. And once again, the same stone finishes, but you just have much more stone in here because of the size. And this one has a much larger shower. And it also looks like it has a much larger bench. And a nice little detail, there is a lock for this door as well, right up here. In your closet space, you have some drawers, your closet, in addition to all the other storage. So those are all 4 guest cabins. If you're enjoying the tour so far, please leave a like on the video. And also if you're brand new to the channel, then welcome of course. My name is Tony. We post a new yacht or super yacht tour every single week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well. And now, I think it's time we head upstairs to the sky lounge, as well as the bridge. It is a combo space, but the fact that you get a little sky lounge up here is pretty impressive in itself. So this area is fully enclosed. We have another massive row of glass here and the door which leads out to the aft deck. We have the L-shaped sofa. And then they really elevated their game with the bridge here. We have this beautiful captain's chair, very plush, very nice looking as well. Storage under here. And then it's brand new, of course. You have an ultra modern suite of controls. We have a C-zone system on board, which is essentially your control hub, where you can monitor all your different systems and control all the lighting, things like that, from this panel. And then you'll see your throttle controls, your bow and stern thruster control, your VHF radio. It's kind of spoiling it, but we have Cat engines on board. And then we have the 2 Garmin multifunction displays. And I know the view is a little obstructed. We have the blinds up, and that's just to keep some of the heat out. So let's remove one of these suction cups so you can get a little view out onto the bow. But we're very elevated from this position, so you do get a great view. And your compass, as it should be, is center and forward. And it's also, I really like the accent lighting they put below. You take maybe 4 inches, it's a small step down to get to the seat. And then you can see you have good sized windows on the wall as well. The blinds are down on this one. And let's see what's over here. It looks like we have another TV. And okay, I was gonna say, I really hope we have a refrigerator of some type, which we do, and then additional storage. You could probably opt to have an ice maker in here as well. All comes down to personal preference. And the stairs, I'll also say, this is extremely heavy duty. Look how thick this steel is. Very sturdy railings. And then from this space, we can head out to the bridge deck aft. And you could customize this completely to your liking. You'll see the stairs that lead down to the aft deck where we started. It's a little bright out with all of the GRP, so let me adjust the camera. There we go. Another L-shaped seating section, plastic still on it. And then you have to let me know in the comments what you would do here. Would you store some toys up here? Would you put additional freestanding furniture? I think most will probably opt for the furniture because you have the large swim platform for your tender or a jet ski. But as always, I do want to hear your thoughts. And then we're not going to climb up it because there's not really much for us to see up here, but the ladder gives you access to up overhead, up on your mast. And that's just for maintenance and cleaning purposes. There's no actual guest spaces up there. And also another thing I wanted to say, sometimes it's hard to pick up on camera, but this door is silky smooth. And once again, guys, you'd be surprised. I've toured some brand new yachts before where you try to push it across and it's very squeaky, even on a brand new yacht, but not the case on this one. Look how easy that is. Here, let's just go pinky. Very smooth, very easy to close. So just another little sign of quality that I really like. And also for safety purposes, there is a door that will close off this area, so no one's gonna fall down inadvertently. Now, let's head up to the bow. I know in the beginning of the tour, there might have been a little bit of extra noise, so I apologize for that. As you can see, we have some massive generators powering something at the boat show. And in a second, we'll get our back to the wind. Just take a look at your bow section. And I think this is a nice blend between sun pad area and seating areas. You could throw a small table right here if you wanted to. But then we also have the sun pad section aft. So I think we could remove this middle hump and then you just have a sun pad area. And honestly, I don't know what this is. Okay, it is a pop-up light. That was my first impression, but I wasn't 100% sure. It's a slightly different design than others that we've normally seen. Then your winch, we saw the anchor in the intro. Your winch and anchor chain are right here. You have the foot pedals. Then let's open up one of these hatches. You can see all your anchor chain. And another thing I like, and this is also just a little thing, but this hatch was also very easy to close. You'd be surprised. There are a lot of yachts that I've been on where even when the yacht's brand new or lightly used, you go to close the hatch and it just absolutely won't close. You literally have to slam all of your body weight on top of the door to get the latch secured, but not on this one. Very easy to operate. And I know it's getting a little windy. I apologize for that. And all this wind at the boat show, it's been nonstop all week. You might have noticed I've been wearing a hat often throughout the week. That's because my hair is getting very long and it's curly, and the wind and the hair do not mix whatsoever, especially when you add the Florida humidity. We'll have to figure something out for the next show, but I digress. All right, now let's head down to the crew area. We do have the stairs on each side, but we'll come around this way because one of the lines is blocking that staircase. And we already have the door opened up. Once again, very smooth, easy to open. And this is also finished very nicely for a crew area, especially on a yacht of this size. We've been on yachts where they don't even finish this at all, and it's just GRP everywhere. But they still included the teak and the beautiful woodwork. And because I think you could own or operate this vessel, you might not even need to use this as a crew area. And if you do that, you just get tons of storage space in here. Maybe you want to run a skeleton crew or a bare bones crew once in a while. No matter what you do, I think you just have great flexibility. And just like before, we have the woodwork and the white inserts. We have some storage and access to some equipment back here. Then let's see what's in here. More access to electrical systems. There is a TV that's mounted. Then I believe this is the ensuite. And this is a wet room. So you have your toilet, your sink, and then the curtain here. This entire room acts as the shower. But guys, this is fantastic as well, because whether or not you have a crew, this is finished so nicely back here. Say you're out on the water having a good time, you need to use the restroom, you can just come on in and use this as a day head, as opposed to walking through the carpeted interior and getting everything wet. So it's nice to have that flexibility as well. And I think this is the last cabin we'll open here. Here is your closet. I was kind of wondering when are we going to find a closet space, because most of these areas, besides this one, most of this was for actual systems. There was a little bit of storage in the far room. And then I think we also have storage underneath the bed. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. It's definitely a nice to have. And then we have a full-size door to get into the engine room. And let's be real, guys, it's so much easier to take a door like this than it is to climb down a ladder from the aft deck. You can see there's a catch for the door here. It's actually magnetized. That's absolutely perfect. Then we can step into the engine room. Here you can see the watermaker. I'm very impressed that they included one. You're getting a lot of features like the watermaker, the at-rest stabilizers. You're getting a lot of things you don't normally see on a 70-foot yacht, particularly at this price range. And you'll see the fresh, beautiful Cat engines on each side. Let's talk performance. On this yacht, your top speed is around 25 knots. You can cruise at 22. And also, these specifically are Cat C18A engines, 1,159 horsepower each. And you probably have about several hundred nautical miles of range on a good cruising speed. You drop it down, you could definitely go maybe about 3 times that. So let's say 800 to maybe 1,000. But realistically, guys, I mean, a 70-foot yacht, unless it's a Explorer specific design, you're not traveling the world on these. But these are so much fun, very spacious as well, with plenty of room for you and your family and guests to enjoy a good amount of time out on the water. Then behind us, here is your generator. All right, let's close this up behind us. We always like to leave things as we found them. And once again, I believe, even though this is a very heavy-duty watertight door, very easy to open and close with one hand. Not that when you're walking around a yacht by yourself, you need to only use one hand, but for my purposes with the camera, it makes it much easier. All right, let's climb out of here. All right, so let's give you one more look into the main salon, and then we will wrap up this tour. As always, I'd love to hear your opinions, so comment down below. Let me know what you think. I think this is a good option in that 70-foot range, especially for a brand new yacht in this price range. I know for some, if you're newer to the channel, you might have a little bit of sticker shock, but guys, the yachting industry, these yachts, the prices continue to go up and up. Overall though, I think it's a pretty good value. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. So thank you, of course, to Jeff Stanley at Gilman Yachts of Fort Lauderdale. I'm glad we were able to get on board this one. It's always fun touring a brand new yacht. I think it's time for us to sign off for now. So we will catch you next time.